So in this Nickelodeon show I saw, and it was kind of odd because it took a picture of drawing onto a wall with chalk, and each time it did this, it signified with what candlelight was because they were burning a fire behind it after they threw sand in it. And if this isn't suspect, then I don't know what is. But this was its introduction, so this is how they open the circle every time when they say circle. It's like a Ouija board, and you put the pad on open or yes, one of these two. I've never done it. And the reason being is if you do this, then it's not good to do it in a place that is known to be cryptic, because if you have a church next to a place that's cryptic, that's a political stunt, because they're going to say all day, do you want to end up across the street at the monetary? But this is what, and this was person said they're going to retire next to a gravesite. I'm like, great, you can live on the corner and be one. But yeah, I'm going to try and get an action shot going into here. So it'll be a sick intro like, are you afraid of the dark? I'm going to show this guy that was like gothic, and after that the intro was like the storyline cut. If you can get a elf and a human to say that this guy looks right, I know there's bloodshed, and then grab someone and say, I think they're coming, I can smell them here. That's equal to throwing sand inside of fire, making it crackle, and then drawing with a piece of chalk on a wall with the camera close up as if it's a door opening. That's what Are You Afraid of the Dark did every time with this intro. And then they showed a picture of a guy who was gothic. And that's where the data point, it's not equal to a data point. There's only the first two that are data points. That's why they had to cut the intro short after that each time. And then this other guy put his shirt on the ground so a girl could walk over it. And this was in the intro of Salute Shorts. It's effing ginger. And look at someone putting a pack of nicotine on the ground. This is not Zen, it's the combatant of Zen. And if that's copyright infringement, it's at the usage of QR codes when you're at a great intro with the pack of copywritten labeled chewing tobacco that isn't Zen. Fun fact, I put a whole bunch of biodegradable material inside of the back of a secret compartment pocket on a Zen pouch packet. I don't know why I had it, and then I lost it. I went back, tried finding it in the rain in this one town's police fireman station, and it wasn't there even after the rain went. So at that point in time, I know that someone's going to find that package and either throw it away or open the compartment behind it and find my biodegradable material, which was $20 worth. It was flame, so they would have been surprised if they do Zen, knowing that to check the backwards compartment if this particular inevitable doesn't let decay cigarette packs. And my aunt's like, only if you want to, but don't do it because you're trying to impress people or that you're trying to find a cig for other people because you don't smoke cigs. I'm like, I know, but I want to see what's in it, so that's why I do it. She's like, you can do it, but do it for yourself. I'm like, thanks, Aunt Shelly. No, aside from that, a car that has a gas cap that locks with the key, that's like an antique, but also equal to taking off a spark plug, is like if you have a sensor in a key and a chip and it's not in the chip having part inside of the key, then the car won't turn on. But mimicking it with another key and sewing it into the placement could get it to work. So how do you make shifts around these things, because you can get pigeonholed in one and find a hairball in a different second option. That's what I just explained, but that's one way. But what if it was for the gas cap, where it's like if you drove through it, there's going to be liquid in it when you pee in a pool, and the pool turns a different color, there's liquid in it that made it. Same as if you stick a hole into a tag that has a clip of plastic inside of a retail store on it, and it's a square. That plastic will blow up, same as when you pull a fire extinguisher. Ink will spray out so everyone knows who did it. Are these booby traps? Yeah, they're trap doors, but some are more blatant, like the retail store ones. But no, in all realistics, if a gas cap, you needing a key to unlock it, you drill a hole through it so it disassembles, like the parent safety guard on pill bottles that you have to squeeze. Now you can do it without squeezing and it unlocks if you drill a hole through it. I don't know, we know what we just did with the Volvo and my best friend drilling a hole through the gas cap, but it looks like he disassembled the parent safeguard equal to the caps that are on the pill bottles that are child safe proof. So it's unfathomable to recognize one of two things. A, if you know the difference of something so much that you can see in detail a definite matter that was separate, such as backwash in a canister versus and backwash from like other people. I got 2 mouthwashes from 2 people and it was the bottom of it. When I kept going into the bottom, is that more of their backwash versus pouring a cup and doing it. Everyone else is pouring the cup and they're stinky people, but they don't ever put their mouth on the bottle. And so if you can quantify, aka just tell the difference of that complex matter, then that would be something that would be unfathomable. The other thing is that a bird doing something the worst that it could do, which is fly over your head, and at any point you can fly away. But hovering over your head and acting like it's about to land on top of you and start pecking or clawing for like 5 minutes if it's above you and it won't go away. That's like a cloud that thunders over one person and it doesn't leave. You've seen those cartoons, right? But imagine if this were hawks and they could like do something with their eyes where they look at each other and it makes a lightning bolt. And so anytime a guy, like a Native American Indian, puts his hand up, it's a lightning bolt that comes down, and it's only because he calls up these hawks. He's found them at just the right time, where he can call them up so quickly, as easy as up, down, right, left. That would be unfathomable, right? Something that's resealable means that you can actually have it at a different time without it going flat. Because if it's a can, then it can't be shut again once it's open. It's like below the range of separation of where you are if you put it on. But how quickly can they get there? This all happened in a farmer's patch. Because they took potatoes that weren't theirs. But secondly, and separately, there was this mom inside of a playground and she was vlogging it. But it was an outward shot, it wasn't her, it was, or backdrop, it was on her kid. So usually you see a parent doing that, like a dad with a camcorder, but that would be in the 90s. So nowadays this is what it is, 2024. Moms go around having to film the kids off a smartphone. And if you don't have the last malt of the 40 ounce, those are the ones that are resealable. Everything else basically isn't. And if it's not under $2.70, then it's not malt liquor. So then I can only afford $3.01. Also, if you say something innocuous like Ice House, that could be anything, but when you have something in terms of like Anheuser-Busch, it's more than obvious what that is because it's too big to mistake. So it's one of those things when they say it's too big to miss or too large to fill, it's the same thing with when you say something that is so prevalent, such as Anheuser-Busch, and so you know exactly what I'm referencing to. So in lieu of that, I just found out that Anheuser-Busch is actually the backing of a product. I don't know if they co-partner it, but it's a high gravity malt liquor, and so with what a Hurricane is, Anheuser-Busch is a dispenser of Hurricane. And I thought I was not trying to go with that because it was a rope product because they did TikTok Red Light squawking, and I thought it was a bird, but it was a squirrel. And I don't know where it went. Oh, it's right there. It's peeking over like one leaf. I can only see it if I try really hard. It's camouflaged and oh, there it is. It was just squawking. And now it's like a beaver over my head, ready to dive bomb. Does it look like Kyle or a llama? I'm gonna die from a squirrel's rabies. Shut the fuck up. But the main point was the squirrel was just squawking. It was like what? Sound like a duck. So I didn't know if I was gonna get ready to dive bomb me because I've only been attacked 0 times by animals. I've had a dog chase me when I was a little kid. And when I've seen a little kid almost get hit by a gardener snake in the face, but it didn't because it had adults like that was me 6 feet next to it. But the little girl started crying, and it was so surreal because the gardener snake was balled up, ready to like hit it in the face with the bite. It doesn't have any teeth. The squirrel vacated. Whenever I say I did a spectacular super or a good evade, it's when I hit my handlebars onto a concrete thing. And I have a different concrete thing that I hit with my shoulder, and I got abrased. And when you get abrased, it's like the band Nega Abase, spelled ABAS. And so when this is an occurrence, it's like a scratch mark of a whiff punish. And if you have gotten whiff punished more than 3 times in one round, you're probably gonna have to make a 3/4 comeback of a flawless victory if you're getting with the round. Age of PG-13, and so things are omniscious, meaning you can't see the label or the top of the vessel. It's a hard time figuring out where I am. So for all intents and purposes, this is still not PG. It's PG because you can't tell one of the two definitive properties of dynamic entanglement with frame referencing. Nevertheless, the case is also a play on with the inclusion of linguistics. If you can't tell what an ice house is, it would be the cheapest thing that I could get. And it's only if I can do 2 transactions in one because I can't make transfers of under $1. That's not able to be of occurrence. So if an ice house it was 170, the guy had said, but now it's actually 199, and I don't know if that includes tax. So I've got 150 and then 50 cents. If I can't make 2 and 1/2, which I should be steered and clear, then I won't be in like the. And then so there's that, and then there's the other thing with the tape. I printed out a picture of a PDF file, and 2 out of 2 librarians allowed me to print it without any cost for printing because I sent it to their Gmail. They gave me a ticket of their Gmail, and so because it couldn't get charged to my account because it's over the limit, then they were just going to borrow me it if I could find the QR code, but I just gambled and printed a PDF code. I mean, I had them do it, the link wouldn't open. They printed it for free, and I said, well, this should send. So I had a tissue box that I put something in, but it was like a refined one, so it was like a hard cornered box. That might have given away my location, so at this point, this is in reference of anglements. So I've run into walls and it's night and day the solidness, but from inside here it's me and a few bugs enjoying, well, what is astonishing is not rain because it's this much out there. The difference of the two is drastic because if I go that many feet out from under this umbrella, then I'm going to be hit with rain. As of now, there isn't any. And in other terms, I talk about stark resemblance, meaning other things, especially a scrape on my shoulder where I ran into a corner of a wall and it was made out of stones and it was outside, so it was extra sharp. That's what we're dealing with. Things that are astonishing. But in any case, it is free to have a QR code at the library because considered free also being printing off the QR code at the library. So if the email that you got has a barcode that has a QR code, or you know how to make that barcode synchronize into one and put on your scan, and they have a camera lens at the post office where you scan, I think your QR code, and it will register through, and that would have been a free printout code. So that's kind of what I have to do. I think I need an app to turn a barcode into a QR code, so I've never done that before. Any other case, I only have a magnetic strip with currency on it, and the library doesn't take that for printing. So I can't find a rogue 20 cent, and some people have said it's 20 cents and it's $1. No, this one guy was Hispanic, and I asked him for a peso or $1, and he just handed me $1. I'm like, do you have 20 cents? He's like, no, so I handed him the $1 back. You know, I could bike to my bank if I wouldn't make it. I can't find a rogue 20 cents, so I'm just going to have to get a QR code in an app and change it into it with some Wi-Fi bandwidth, because I can access my email and try and copy and paste that barcode with my smartphone to the app to generate a QR code. They print at the post office for free because it's all in the same block. I can't bike like 6 blocks to my bank and 6 blocks back to the library, because the thing I want to send is all within 1 block of the post office. There's 3 things notably. There's coupons and then there's barcodes. If you get sent a barcode to ship back a product because it was elite and you're going out of your way to not buy locally to get it, then you need 25 cents from your library or be able to access a printer from your house, which is really hard if it's not easy. So there's people who have work emails. If you're a manager, you're one of them. But for everyone else, below that on the totem pole, I just took this messaging. It was like there's 3 different ones where I've taken wording, and it's been kind of odd since I've seen a therapist, a bit off. And this is how I've heard it. I have a work email and you don't. To me, trying to print off a barcode from an email. So then there's that with, can I put you in a cart? With, can I have you like paper or plastic?